All right, I'm going to move on now to the Disney Plus series for Lando Calrissian. Apparently, it's now meant to be a feature film. All right, so in July this year, news broke that Stephen Glover and Donald Glover, they had been tapped by Disney and Lucasfilm as they're going to replace Justin Simien as the writers for the new Lando television series on Disney Plus. So we've heard about this project since I think December 2020. So it's been in development for quite a while, but apparently the project is actually being developed as a Lando movie, and Lucasfilm has confirmed that to Variety. So Stephen Glover, he first dropped this news on an appearance on a podcast, and he told the host it's not even a show, and that the idea is to do a movie. So yeah, I guess they're doing a Lando Calrissian feature film based on Donald Glover's interpretation of the character. And honestly, I don't care. I'm over Star Wars. Not entirely. Like, I haven't even gone around to Ahsoka yet. I get it. Life's busy and stuff. We move fast these days, and there's an overabundance of content now, which makes it hard to keep up with these films, and these series. But it's just Star Wars thrives when it's not being milked. The magic of the franchise is the scarcity of it. I hope that makes sense. Remember Star Wars The Force Awakens? Do you remember the anticipation? Do you remember the midnight screenings? The fan theories? Everything. We don't get that. We don't get that anymore. It's oversaturated. So yeah, I don't care for Star Wars that much anymore. We've seen so much, and there's been disappointments along the way. I would say Obi-Wan Kenobi was a disappointment. The anticipation on that one was pretty high. But yeah. And, we saw the sequel trilogy turn into an abomination. Disney's handling of the Star Wars franchise is poor. It is used to get money. The intention is not to provide the dedicated fans with content that is of high quality. They don't care about that. They care about the fans spending their dollars. And sure, it's a business. I get it. I completely do. But you can do both. So I think my opinion would shift a touch if the stuff that they had been doing was great. If the sequel trilogy was great, then sure. If I can't even remember all the projects that have happened. I know Andor is very good. That's one that I am getting around to watch just because I've heard such great things about it. But stuff like the Mandalorian, that was pretty good. But there's just not much interest in Star Wars for myself when I'm constantly getting stuff about it. And you hear all this news about, the Star Wars movie, this director's writing a Star Wars movie, they're doing this and that. It's just like, how many Star Wars movies have been announced? Like 15? Maybe a bit exaggerated there. Maybe 10. Genuinely, they've announced 10 and nothing's happening. What are they doing? But I don't care for Star Wars to be so milked by this. And as for its movies, they had recently done an announcement on some movies for Star Wars. They were canceling a lot, and then came in with a new plan. And one of those was the kind of the Disney Plus series kind of combining together, or having like a big crossover movie, like Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and all that kind of stuff. And then they also had Dawn of the Jedi, which I believe is James Mangold's movie based on the First Jedi, which I think that's a deeply fascinating idea, and having James Mangold, a filmmaker, to get behind the idea and kind of hopefully has some creative control and gives us something good there. That one sounds interesting. And you have I think it's the Jedi Academy, something like that, and it's got Rey in it as well. Now, I thought this was a great direction for Star Wars to move to, because you balance a little bit of nostalgia there, and it pushes the franchise forward. You have proper filmmakers attached. I think that was the direction to go. Having Lando there, sure, it's a bit of nostalgia, but it's a movie that's taking place back in time. And I know what you're going to say, oh, Dawn of the Jedi is, but Dawn of the Jedi is a concept based on the First Jedi. We've not seen anything like that. We've seen Lando before. We've seen Donald Glover's version of Lando. Is it interesting enough for us to care about a movie? I promise you it's not. And the only way they can really that it's actually going to get say a good result of the box office is if it's really good. I just don't see the interest. I don't see why it's being pursued any further than a show. But I guess it's up to Lucasfilm and not me. So yeah. We'll talk about some good stuff now, not Star Wars stuff. Oh, just gotta have some water. All right. So